I don't think people be realizing like when you have a certain level of knowledge, you look at shit in a deeper type of retrospect. Like the aspect of convenience has multiplied into different potential feelings that make people have different levels of reality that's not real. It's just not real. You probably be able to pull certain things off, but you have to comprehend something to the basics, right? Like the basic understanding of shit. Like even speaking around in circles and shit. Like you can say shit like without fire you can't cook. Some people be like, well, I use the sun. Yeah, I get you, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? Like immediately. Like without meat you can't, you know what I'm saying? Like without the ground to walk on you can't, you know what I'm saying, do that. So like without people, you couldn't even have the aspect to formulate hate. You know what I'm saying? Like so in contingency to that as a value, you still deliberate back to the aspect of what the fuck is wrong with you. And that's not a test of speaking towards a person, right? That's looking at why you ain't a fish. Like if you in the water, why you not swimming? Like everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like what's wrong with being happy in your element? What's wrong with being knowledgeable in your element, right? You know what I'm saying? Like so propaganda does things to the character that make people look at life indifferent to the value of actuality. Like you can't you can, I guess, but it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of things we allow and put into groups and give legislation to that don't make sense. Physiology. But this is a country of freedom, right? So anybody can do what they want. So even if you do choose to live against the means of your existence, I can't really say much to that. Like, and if I get emotional to the value, that speaks to something indifferent to me caring about your free will and choice. Nah, I gotta be in a sound mind to respect the value of what anybody choose to do. And we may still feel bad about certain people's choices. This is why we speak knowledge. Because not for nothing, you can lose your mind. And losing your mind entails in the value of a false belief of what you are as an individual. This is why it's imperative to know who you are. Don't lose your fucking mind. Just think about it, yo. Like a bird out here trying to be a dog, and dogs is hungry. That bird gonna get ate. I done seen dogs jump in the air and eat birds. Like regular birds just flying around like normal, and they fly past a tree, and that dog just wait. And as soon as that bird come right across that little, ate his ass right out the air. You know what I'm saying? I've seen shit like that. You'll think only cats chase birds. Nah, dogs eat birds too. It's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And you look at these values, and you like, damn, yo. You know what I'm saying? Like, people take shit for granted. That's why I started out the conversation the way I did, because without people, you can't even think to do the shit you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like negative shit. Like when you think to plan against people, to hurt people, to do things and benefit for yourself. Without the people, you can't have these things that you're trying to do. So that speaks to another energy that's existing. Like that's telling you something else. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's blatant. It's like, yo, why you doing this? Because without these people, none of this will exist. So the existence has a flaw within certain people's space and time. You know what I'm saying? That crack somewhere in their space and time, and they're not looking at the crack, the flaw that's in their overall structure. So if you focus on that crack, then you can start having a different outlook on what you see in life. Like what makes you hate your whole entire existence? and then make it like a normal with everybody else, like to put you in that same aspect to say, well, I'm gonna be this way and I'm gonna get people to validate this energy with me, and then the people within their flaws, they start to validate that energy because it's you attract different people who got fractures in their overall understanding of natural human conductivity. It's a fracture. It's a fracture. The average person don't walk around thinking about the negative shit. You gotta hurt somebody. Like you gotta be hurt. Somebody had to do something real bad, and if that's the case, you need to address that because the effect of what that did to you, it might, need to be fixed. And the only person who can do that is the individual carrying that, right? So that starts to speak. It starts to speak to different shit. We can have a lot of conversations, but I'm paying close attention to how things is being said. And if you're not doing that, you need to learn how to do that. Your orientation as an individual shouldn't be the basis of you just hearing something but not comprehending what was said and how it was said from that person. Excuse me. But that's how that be. Like, that's how you really get a chance to comprehend what's going on around you. Like, some people just kind of hear the words and they go with it. Nah, they saying that for a reason. They speaking that way so you can hear, like, if somebody in their feelings, right? That's an easy one. You can hear somebody in their feelings by the way they giving off the energy. And then depending on how they say different things, you can tell on the level of how they feel within how they're speaking it to you. So that's just the easy one. But I'm saying if you listening, you get it on a whole different value. So what roles are y'all truly playing in each other's lives? That's important when you call somebody your friend or you confide in people about shit you want to do, and the people that you're dealing with, that speaks to y'all too. Because if your ears ain't sharp enough to really pay attention to the people you choosing to be in your life, what does that say about you as a person? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that say about you? I'm not even talking to the person who's causing the issues. I'm talking to the people who collected to be a part of that. Like, y'all sit around too. Like, what does that say about the way you hearing the individuals that you're dealing with? Not for nothing, you attracted to these people. They in your life anyway because y'all probably got the same flaws. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, I can dig those values, the same type of fracture in your auric field. You know what I'm saying? So you might want to start using that to fix your shit. Not for nothing. There ain't nobody business but yours. You know what I'm saying? There ain't nobody business but yours. If you gonna heighten your shit up and go to the next level on a motherfucker and they don't know how you came up and got to the next level, that's because you saw something in the people that you was dealing with that you needed to fix, because them people was reflections of you. It was reflections of you. And then people look at me like, yo, you don't be chilling with nobody. No, because ain't nobody really reflecting my energy right now. That's why you don't see me with nobody. I know mines, because I've been working on mines for a minute. All praise due to the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So, shit, people say what you want. Ain't no reflections out here really equaling my value. That's some real shit. You know what I'm saying? So, I get it. But then, you know what I'm saying? We talking about strength as a divine being individually. If you're going to walk the path and be the image of what that looks like, that means you was already supposed to manifest this understanding. Whatever that means for you, your path, right? So if you right there, then I get it, because you right there. So yeah, that's what y'all deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what y'all deal with, that type of energy right there. You talk about you wanna know some other shit. You wanna just take somebody energy, but you can't comprehend it. That's like saying you're gonna carry fire but don't know it is hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what that shit mean. Like, you're like, oh, but you make it look easy. Yeah, all right, so what? But I went through shit. Just because you wasn't there don't mean you don't comprehend that. You don't know what the pains and the tears and the shit that I don't. Man, look, those stories. That's something I learned. That's something I learned, Joe. Like, A lot of shit wasn't meant for people. And the reason why I knew, because I wanted to tell somebody, but nobody was there when certain shit happened. And Divine would keep showing me miraculous shit when nobody around to witness it, just me. And then it'd be crazy because I'd be looking for somebody to see that shit too. You know what I'm saying? And Devon be like, it ain't for them. I hope you got the lesson though. And I'm like, me. And then I started trying to pay attention to everything I saw and get every little morsel of information out of whatever took place. That was just for me, because it ain't for everybody when it's your existence. You walking on your existence. So you better pass them tests. If you don't pass them tests, shit. Hey man, that's your choice too. That's your choice too. You want to get left back, that's on you. And that's what it really be breaking down to, like if you want to move forward or you want to go back to some old ways of being. And then you start getting comfortable with doing the same old shit. And then be like, yeah, I've been doing this shit forever. Why you think people get stuck in those type of energies where you see people and they've been living and, you know, they get stuck in certain ways and in certain areas, certain people, they just be that way like that for 30 years. You grow up, you be a kid in high school and now you're a grown man and the same people doing the same exact thing that they've been doing that you know your whole life. Like, that shit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a choice though. To me, it's crazy because experience is a value to me. That's important. To be able to see and experience things and be a part of new things, actually create new things and make the experience come from you. You be the experience. Like, that's powerful. You know what I'm saying? I'm on that side of the fence. So I know, because I come from around energies like that. So you get a chance to see both sides of the world when you put in effort and never give up on yourself. You know what I'm saying? So all praises to the Most High. Like, divine it and waste the cosmic energy creating you. You're wasting it, not comprehending what to do with it. And that be the real smoke. You know what I'm saying? Like, that be the real smoke. Like, yo, you know what's ill? And I had the thought earlier, and I was like, yo, that's ill. The whole time you feeling some type of way, right? About whatever. And you going through whatever you going on the negative side of shit, right? You mad. You know what I'm saying? You mad about whatever. You trying to do this or do that. But the answer that puts you right in the right energy is right in your face every single time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you mad at the answer, but it's right there, and then that anger multiplies into different things, and then you just simultaneously don't see it. Never even had a hint to it. And that be the ill shit when your salvation was right next to you the whole time. And you go through everything. It might not be the task you want to do, but you got to get used to putting your hands in the dirty water. You know what I'm saying? You got to get used to that. You got to be like, I ain't worried about it. It is what it is. You got to stick your hand in the trash and push it down. You got to jump in the dumpster. You got to be willing to do that dirty work. And sometimes that dirty work is you fixing something that you messed up. That you putting back what you took. You doing the hard thing, the hardest thing that you don't want to do. That shit, every time you think about it, you like, I know I need to do that, but then you don't do it. That's like going in the septic tank and got to turn that bolt that's under the shit. So you got to stick your hand down in there with the screwdriver. And it's in like the liquid. And you see like a half a turd right there, some paper. And you got to stick your hand in there and put the thing on it and then start cranking it inside the water. Just to loosen it, and then when it loosened, everything drained down, but your hand been in there for like 8 minutes. you're like, damn, you know, my hand been in this shit for 8 minutes. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it should scar you for life. But anyway, I'm just saying, like, don't pay me no attention. Y'all know I be tripping sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. Matter of fact, hold on. That's what it be, though. I'm saying? Like, people, they let their anger or that negative energy that they feel, whatever you feel and whatever you dealing with, your disdain for yourself or whatever you have for other people, you let that shit start delegating how you walk through shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't walk through the truth. You don't walk through nothing. Like, even if you mad, that's not supposed, like, being mad and then handling your business, they shouldn't be on the same wavelength. Like, people will get mad and then don't do shit. Like, that's not how it's supposed to be. Like, you'll catch an attitude. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, yo, that shit crazy. Like, how you get mad? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, and life show you that these things are trying to twist these different actions with the feelings. So therefore you start doing a multitude of things within one action. Like, you angry, you don't make the move, you give an attitude, and you have disdain for a person. That comes off a feeling. So how do you put all those things together? You know what I'm saying? Like, that shows you treachery in the mind. Like, that shows your mind does a domino effect. You know what I'm saying? That shows your mind just starts falling to each thing. Like, this happens, and then that feeling comes, and then this action comes, and now you physically, that shows you don't have self-control. That's what that looks like. That's what not having self-control looks like. That the energy itself literally changed the outcome of how you was going to move. And a lot of people think they got self-control. People will walk through life all day, I got self-control. No, you don't. As soon as this happens, these are the steps that's going to make you do stuff. They're delegating your emotion. You know what I'm saying? At that point in time, this is delegating the agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that should get ill. That should get ill. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to know how to actually look at your mind for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I be saying. Come sit down, have a consultation with Naga. It's you gonna leave with some life-changing shit. Come talking to me. You know what I'm saying? I know it don't seem, what you like to say, formal, but this ain't a formal type thing. This ain't, you know, in the office type of energy. This is raw. You know what I'm saying? This is raw. And it's always been raw, because if you want it on some, you know, suit and tie, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it could be like that, but that's not genuine. You know what I'm saying? Let me talk to your soul for real. I think that's a fox right there. Doing like this little whistle like this. She was like, I don't know, it's just crazy. But or maybe a quail. Anyway, I'm just saying, yo, like, that be the value though. You know what I'm saying? Like, these entanglements with your thoughts, like, you don't understand what they really do. And then to actually understand what strength is, first and foremost, like, most people don't comprehend what it means to be strong. And that's not to allow the domino effect to happen within inside of you. Like, how are you controlling the energies that are hitting you? How is your response rate? You know what I'm saying? Like, some people still be on that snap, crackle, pop shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to be like that when I was younger. I used to say that shit, snap, crackle, pop. You know what I'm saying? Be a young kid, explosive, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially when I was up top. Oh yeah. No self-control. It ain't even care. It's so tensed up, shoulders be tight. I got your shoulders up all the time, you know what I'm saying? You tight. And it's because you ain't even maxing out your surroundings. You can't max out how you feel around you. Only time your bubble should actually, and it shouldn't shrink none then, it's just you're holding it together, is when you're traveling. It shouldn't shrink, it should just, you know, kind of tense a little bit because you're traveling with it. But for the most part, if you master it going outward, you should be able to have that auric field out as far as you want it, no matter where you are. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the comfortability in yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that energy is felt by other people. And it has its own energy, like its own information to it. So you mastering that within your truth and your decision making determines how your integrity based on what that's going to be that you're going to follow as far as making the right decisions. So even if things go left in your life, you know what I'm saying, or you choose to do things indifferent, standing on that brings it to a value. You know what I'm saying? This is what it means to be a stand-up person, a straight-up person. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take it how you want to take it. At the end of the day, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most people, they hide behind the value of that in a false retrospect. Like, you think you straight up. You not straight up. You not a real person. And then that real word will come out real fast. I'm real. You ain't real. You ain't real because you just hid that shit over there. You just did that behind their back. You know what I'm saying? So say that. Say I'm not real. Say, nah, don't put that term on me. I'm not a real motherfucker. Because I do some underhanded shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That's standing on what you are. Like, it's divided. It's like people will say they real by doing backward shit. And then be hard and then fail at being hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit crazy to me. Like, how do you do two things that don't match at the same time, opposite directions? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's weird to me, but stand on your shit. You know what I'm saying? And I know I just twisted that shit all the way around because that's how it is. That's the perception. That's what it's giving off. It's giving that off because you have the certain things to stand behind, almost like it's okay because these things exist. No, it's still not okay. This shit is not okay. This shit is not okay. That's what I mean. People take life for granted. You got people to think this way. You have people around you that puts you in some type of shit that you're supposed to be fighting, and now you're thinking on the ladder because you can't get with the program or do the right thing. So you start thinking indifferent, introducing other shit into something that shouldn't even be introduced. Like, think what I'm saying. Without people, you couldn't have the negative shit. Imagine if it's just you by yourself in the middle of nowhere. I'm just saying. No trees, no nothing. You just sitting on a pile of sand by yourself. No water. You just sitting on a mountain of that shit. You can walk wherever. It's shit the same way. No matter where you go, it's a big circle. You just there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? You'll never get hungry. Nothing happens. You just there. Well, you just there. Nothing happens. Because it would beg to differ if you need people in your life. Like, you don't need people. Like, especially if that's the outcome. If that's what you're doing is taking from people. If you're taking from people, if that's your outcome in some form or fashion, and you're destroying energy, then that means what else are you here for? Because even that individual will say, all right, I got a bump. I got to get rid of this bump on me because it's irritating. So you would do something to get that bump. You would get rid of that bump, right? The reason why you do things to people to get rid of them because you think you can. So in that same retrospect, if you are the problem, would that say because that's how you move in your mind, if you feel that's an issue, should you feel like you should be removed? If you are doing something to something that is not affecting you or has affected you in no negative way, shape, or form, wouldn't that state the value to remove you? And then even in that judgment, it would speak to, a lot of other things that's connected to that. We don't look at it in those retrospects. It gets carried away within the manipulation of what you consider to be important from your perspective. It get deep. It starts to get real deep when you analyze this shit in its full totality. Instead of saying, let's just look at it like this. Nah, in actuality of fairness, let's really deliberate. Because on one side, there's nothing happening, but on the other side, it's a lot of motion. We gotta ask why. You start asking why, that you looking at it for real, from the notions, not from the perspective of false explanatory explanations, just from the fact of the retrospect. And then you deliberate, you like, wow, so all right, let's give out paperwork. And if that's the case, then that example would be service for the individual, right? The same thing that you want to happen would be the same thing that you can receive, right? So if it's nothing there on this side, but you still put in that request, so that means I got to get that shit to you. It works just like that. I ain't gonna hold you. Just trying to show you something though. Otherwise, contact me for consultations, spiritual consultations, business consultations if that's what you're into. You know what I'm saying? Graphic design, advertising, and promotions. You know what I'm saying? On all social media networks. Hit me up. You already know the vibes.